All right, here we go. Judges are ready. We got the competitors lined up at the top. We are about to kick things off here with Ruggie boys and girls. All right, we got Tyler Chi coming at you from the Grand Canyon Series. Alicia Bonzer on course. Look at the sun coming through the clouds. DJ Landry setting the table here. Just a beautiful atmosphere out here for a rail jam at Copper Mountain. Here we go. That was Antoinette Z. Next up, we got Tora Lindholm. Paisley Hawk on course. I want to give a big shout out to Sun and Ski Sports. Jewel Bow North America. Pit Viper sunglasses. $527 Eden Guimond. Next up, we got Baker signing. Yeah, coming from New Hampshire, Taylor Morin on course. Yeah, Taylor getting all the way through that down tube. Squaring up a little board slide at the end of it. Love to see it. Way up on top of that big up rail. That was Eli Hutchings. Next up, we got Axel West. Tail grab out of the up rail. That was pretty fire. Ryan Romanek. Squaring up a little front board on the down box. Bib 525 here. Jackson Golembuski. Remy Sim. Yeah, Remy going way up on that single barrel down rail. Wes Bowen dropping in. This is going to be Zachary C. Nugan. Connor Sorrow. Got the athlete ticket flying proud. Love it. Ivan Burris dropping in. Sebastian Robillard. Miles Diaz. We got Henry Terrell from the Unbound Series coming at you. Any luck with that jacket bib combo there, T-Troy?
Not yet.
Once again, down at the bottom, if you're missing your jacket with a bib 508 in it, we have found it for you. That was Lars Michael right there. All right, here we go. Yeah, clean 50-50 there. I believe that was Tora Lindblom. Yeah, going for the 180 out. Love to see it. 527 Eden Guimond from the Aspen Snowmass Series. Yeah, proper 50-50 on the tube there. Dragging some hand on the carve back to the hiking spot. Love it. Nice little board slide there. Tyler Chi, Grand Canyon Series, dropping in. Paisley Hawk, Southern VT, got the crowd going wild. Yeah, Paisley, little swerve there on the box, little extra flair, showing control, adding some spice. That was Taylor Morin. Taylor Morin's got 2 in his bag already. Check, check. Makes stack up out here in a rail jam. 589 Ryan Romenick. Nice board slide there on the tube. 570. I have to flip a page for this one. 520. My apologies. That's going to be Antoinette Z. 525. Jackson Golembuski. Gapping the down box. Remy Simpkins. Oh, Remy. Leaning over that front foot on the backside board slide, single barrel down rail. What's up? Back to back. Big maneuvers out of the little guys. Coaches are hyped on that one. Board slides for everybody. Henry Terrell. 180 out of the tube. Five, 5'8", Connor Sorrow from the Southeastern Series. This is Ivan Burris. Ivan from Central Oregon. Current resting place of legend Danny Schamberger. Five, 2-7. Eden Guimond. 6-1-5. Tora Lindblom. Yeah, that was Baker signing. Huge ollie over the stair set. Axel West from the Catskill Mountain Series. Way up on that big cannon rail, catching some tranny by the wall ride. That was sick, Axel. Jackson from the Mid-Atlantic Series. All right, got switch stance coming down. Remy Simpkins. Paisley Hawk dropping in. Sebastian Robillard from the Unbound Series. Tyler Chi coming at you. Wes Bowen coming in with speed all the way through that big up rail. Henry Terrell. We got 10 minutes left to this first heat. I believe this is Eden Guimond. Little tail press. That was sick. Eli Hutchings. Six, 3, 2. That's Baker signing. Getting huge cheers from the crowd down there, Baker. Tora Lindblom. Here we go, Taylor Morin. Dropping into the top of the course. He's going to climb back up there and run that one back. Axel West. Goggles behind you, Axel. Five, 5, 8, dropping in. That was Connor Sorrow. This is Ivan Burris. Miles Diaz.
Bib 6, 7, 7, dropping switch.
Yo, spinning in and spinning out. That was heavy from Remy Simpkins. Yeah, run it back.
Bib 5, 8, 9, dropping switch.
Yeah, that was clean.
Bib 5, 2, 5.
Jackson from the Mid-Atlantic Series on course. Five, 8, 6, Alicia Bonzer dropping in switch stance. Wes Bowen, North Tahoe Series, way up on top of that big up rail. Eden Guimond. Way up on top of that big cannon rail. Tora Lindblom. Drop it in switch here. This is 641. Henry Terrell. Paisley Hawk. Yeah, perfect 50-50 pop out there. Huge 50-50 up on the top of that up rail. That was Axel West. He's been lacing. Taylor Morin wearing bib 501. Taylor Morin Sr. pretty much taught me how to ski park on a snowboard. Early 2000s, Plymouth State. 615. This is Miles Diaz getting all the way through that box. Zachary C. Nugan. Yeah, Zach. Sebastian Robillard, Unbound Series rider. Antoinette Z from the Southern California Series. Connor Sorrow going for that front 180 out of the box. Nice one, Connor. Eden Guimond. Alicia Bonzer. Ryan Romanek coming in. Laser focus from Ryan there with the 270 on. Very nice. Eli Hutchings on course. Yeah, Eli, that was huge. All right, we got one more drop for every competitor. One more opportunity to show the judges what you've been practicing all season long. One more chance to land that banger trick under the lights here at Copper Mountain. Nice frontside 180 out there. That was Henry Terrell. Big ollie out of the box there.
6-5-4.
Axel West coming in with speed and control.
6-3-2.
Baker signing. Launching off of that up rail. Yeah, Baker. That was nasty.
6-1-1.
Paisley Hawk. Yeah.
6-7-7.
Killed it out there tonight, Paisley. Remy Simpkins coming for the down, flat down. Oh my God! Give it up down there. That was incredible. Perfect board slide all the way through the DFD. My goodness.
5-7-8.
Took the coach right off his feet. Nice 50-50 front one. Eden Guimond coming in for his last offering. Killed it out there, Eden.
5-0-1.
Taylor Morin all the way from sea level. Yeah, a little shifty out of the box. Love it. Nice work out there, Taylor. You killed it. All right. That was Alicia Bonzer.
0-0.
Eli Hutchings. Yeah. Frontside grab out of the big cannon rail. Ivan Burris. Jackson Golembuski. Yeah, Jackson.
5-8-9.
That was Ryan Romanek. All right.
5-5-8.
That was Connor Sorrow getting up on that tube.
6-1-5.
Miles Diaz, local Rocky Mountain rider. Yeah, little firecracker action for the crowd. All right, that's going to do it. I believe that was Antoinette Z. Let's give these riders a big round of applause. Making it all the way out here to USASA National Championships 2026 Copper Mountain. Brought to you by Columbia Outerwear, Jewelbo North America, Sun and Ski Sports, Pit Viper Sunglasses. We're going to be giving out a white space snowboard later tonight thanks to High Cascade. Couple minutes for our park crew to dial things in here. We'll be right back with you with the Snowboard Grommet boys. All right, here we go. Grommet boys, BIP 610, Nathan Morrow. Jake Bizdell. All right, this one we got, here we go, 597, Gunner, Ro Moscow. Liam Shrewsbury. Colby Loving from the Appalachian Series. Kyle Johnson, Aspen Snowmass coming at you. Maddox Dale, Mount Hood Series. Bodie Sewell, local Rocky Mountain rider. All right, we got Josiah Howie. Robert Henderson. Vincent Martin, Catskill Mountain Series. Andrew Mercer on course. Lyle Barnes. Archer Robillard from the Unbound Series. Front board on the tube, holding it together. All right. Christopher Kern, Mid-Atlantic Series. Dropping in. Six, 4, 3, Oliver Terrell. Here we go. That was first drops. We are entering the jam format.
Bib 6, 7, 9.
Nice little board slide on the single barrel down. Nathan Morrow. Six, 3, 1, Liam Shrewsbury. North Tahoe Series. Way up on that upper L.
5, 9, 7.
Gunner Romosco. Colby Loving dropping in switch stance. Yeah, nice little switchboard. Really proper switch snowboarding there from Colby. Looking very in control riding that board backwards. .583 Kyle Johnson also coming in switch stance. Bodie Sewell. Yo, front board same way. I'm going to run that one back. We're going to need to see that put down. Andrew Mercer with the full Buzz Lightyear kit. Archer Robillard coming in on the drop. Nice little front lip slide. Robert Henderson. All right, Robert, he's right back up. Vincent Martin. Jake Bedell. Yeah, half cab 50, Pretz front one. Okay, we see you. Lyles Barnes squaring up on the box. Nathan Morrow. Yeah, huge front three out of the up rail. Really proper. Little pop out tail tap. Oliver Terrell. Six, 3, 1. It's going to be Liam Shrewsbury. Yeah, launching off that up rail. Gunnar Romasco. Yeah, Gunnar. Little stale fish backboard. That was nasty. Perfect front one there out of 625. That was Colby Loving launching off the up. Bodie Sewell. Local rider, Rocky Mountain Series. Kyle Johnson. Aspen Snowmass. Yeah, a little spin out of that box. Andrew Mercer. He's good.
606.
Five, 5, 4 on course. That's Josiah Howie. Big cheers for Josiah. Yeah, indie grab out of the up rail. Vincent Martin dropping in. Perfect 50-50 through the up. Nathan Morrow popping into the drop in, coming in with some speed to the single barrels. Nice board slide there into the double black diamond landing. Lyles Barnes, Southern Vermont rider. Gunnar Romasco. Liam Shrewsbury. Yeah, Liam squaring up that backboard on the big single barrel down rail over the stairs. Grown man trick. That was... All right, Bodie's a trooper. Right back up at it. All right, Bodie. Yeah, way up on the big cannon rail. 6, 7, 9. Jake Bedell. Yeah, Jake. 50-50 front one through the single barrel spaghetti string over the stairs. Love to see it. Popping off of that kink at the end. There's the coffin slide that we caught all practice. Maddox Dale.
5 minutes of hiking, 7 minutes.
Yeah, Maddox spinning out of that down rail. Andrew Mercer. Kyle Johnson, Aspen Snowmass Series. Archer Robillard. Josiah Howie. That's 2 in a row for Josiah. Liam Shrewsbury holding it together on that landing there. All right, this is Nathan Morrow. Yeah, getting on that DFD.
6, 2, 5.
Bib 679. Front board on the tube. All right, we are right in the middle of this heat here. Another slide with a grab integrated into it. Lots of creativity in this group. Five, 6, 1. Robert Henderson. Oliver Terrell, Unbound Series. Vincent Martin. Five, 8, 3 on course. Kyle Johnson, Aspen Snowmass. All right, Kyle. Andrew Mercer. Yeah, way up on that up rail. Maddox Dale, Mount Hood Series. Minute and a half of hiking here. Minute and a half of hiking. Archer Robillard. All right, Archer. Greasing up that up rail. Christopher Kern, Mid-Atlantic. Yeah, getting sideways on the box. Josiah Howie getting huge cheers from the crowd all night. Local favorite spinning into that box. Liam Shrewsbury. Six, 1, 0. Nathan Morrow. Six, 2, 5. That was Colby Loving. 6, 7, 9. Jake Bedell. Yeah, Jake, all the way through that huge multi-kink. Crowd was stoked. Coach got it on the clip. That one's definitely making it on the gram. Ooh. You're right down there, bucko. Shaking the lights on us. Lyles Barnes. Five, 6, 1. Robert Henderson. Five, 7, 9. Vincent Martin. 5, 8, 3. Kyle Johnson. Dark Lord. Vincent Martin. Andrew Mercer coming at you. Yeah, Andrew. Archer Robillard. Yeah, board slide to fakie all the way through the tube. Riding away like a marching Imperial Stormtrooper. Maddox Dale. Yeah, nice board slide there. He's stoked. Riding away with the claim. That was Maddox Dale with a proper board slide. Nathan Morrow. 592, Christopher Kern. We are on our last drops. Sorry to break up the party over there on the slopes, but I'm going to have to ask you to please not be sliding down during the competitions. We're going to need everybody down in the spectator corral, please. So if you're halfway up the trail, sliding penguin style, please continue to slide down to the bottom and remain at the bottom. All right, I believe that was the last drop there for that semifinal heat. We're going to have 6 finalists announced in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We got Heat 2, Grommet Boys semifinal coming up next. All right, we have your 6 finalists from our Snowboard Grommet Boys semifinal Heat 1. I am going to take a quick step a little closer to the speakers so you can hear me better. And yeah, here we go. No particular order. Bib 606, Archer Robillard. 610, Nathan Morrow. 679, Jake Bedell. 631, Liam Shrewsbury. 62, Colby Loving. And 674, Maddox Dale. Those are your 6 heading to finals. All right, we're back. Kipton Carthy coming next. Six, 8-1, Maxwell Smith. Six, 5-5, Caden Kopishk. Six, 2-1 coming at you, Maxwell Sheldon. Chance for Hovind Cameron dropping in. Keegan Mack coming at you. Six, 3-5, Miles Favreau. I'll dial it in here. Back to our regular scheduled programming. River White on course. All right, we got Raphael Rappaport, Catskill Mountain Rider. 668, Orion Michael. Here we go, full jam format now. Jack West on course. Six, 5, 6, Graham Grayson. Proper front board. That was a squared up front board as we've seen all night. Kaysen Holmgren. Six, 7, 2, Nolan Nodden. Noddy Thodden. Yeah, nollie pop out of the 50-50 there. This is Kipton Carthy. Last one, I believe, was Jasper Ravinis. All right, way up on the big rail. Maxwell Smith coming at you. Six, 6, 2, Emil Avanja. 655, Caden Capiche. Maxwell Sheldon coming at you. Six, 4, 4. Chance for Hovind Cameron. 598, River White, dropping in from the Rocky Mountain Series. Proper board slide on that big up rail. 668, Orion Michael from the Inland Northwest Series. Six, 3, 5. Where are you on my list here? Miles Favreau. Six, 3, 7. Five, 5-2. Keegan Mack coming down. Jasper Ravinis. Naughty Thoughtin. $6A1 Maxwell Smith coming at you. 662. Emil Evanja back one out. 495. Kaysen Holmgren. Kaysen spinning onto that down tube. 655. Caden Capiche. Six, 2, 1. Maxwell Sheldon. Chance for Hoven Cameron. River White. Front board all the way through the down tube. That was nasty. I ain't standing in there, dude. Six, 3, 5. Miles Favreau. Kipton Carthy taking speed through that up rail. Proper Kipton. Orion Michael. Jack West flying through that single barrel down rail over the stairs. Raphael Rappaport. Yeah, 50-50 front one on the down flat down. Going for the transfer. That was Jack Clark way up on the cannon to wall ride. Maxwell Smith. 50-50 front side 180. Jasper Ravinis. Here we go. Naughty Thodden coming at you. Tail press firecracker down the stairs. Love it. Caden Kapish. Maxwell Sheldon. Kaysen Holmgren. This song goes out to Iceland. Backboard on the down flat down. Chance coming at you. Oh, backboard, back clip. Getting techie. Love it. Miles Favreau. All right. Got caught up in the music there for a second. We're back with you. Huge transfer there to the tranny of the wall ride from that big cannon rail. 646, 50-50, front 180 out there from Jack West. That was Keegan Mack. Raphael. Someone's got to get him some green, some red goggles to go with that green helmet. Look like my favorite Ninja Turtle. Maxwell Smith.
Big 637.
Jack Clark. Yeah, Jack. Getting up there on top of the wall ride. That's a full-grown man feature over there on the skier's left. Okay, a little hurricane slide.
6, 5, 6. Move 6, 2, 1.
Maxwell Sheldon. Popping into that front lip slide.
5, 5.
Caden Kopish coming at you. Yeah, jumping on front blunt. That was Kipton Carthy mixing up the tricks. I believe this is Kaysen Holmgren. Big gap lip slide.
5, 9, 8.
River White. Got to be close to halfway through here.
2 minutes of hiking.
2 minutes left.
6, 4, 4.
Chance. Yeah, Chance. Big back 180 out. Kipton Carthy. No, 668. Orion Michael. My apologies.
6, 8, 1. Dropping switch.
Maxwell Smith with a switch stance. Cab one in, 50-50 method out. That was sick.
3, 5.
Emil Evanja. Jack West. Jack Clark coming in hot. Forward slide through, actually front lip through the DFD. All right.
5, 5, 2.
All right, we are moving on here to our final drops in this second semifinal heat. Woodward Copper, Copper Mountain, Colorado.
6, 6, 0.
Kipton Carthy.
Move 6, 2, 1. Dropping switch.
6-2-1, dropping in switch stance. Maxwell Sheldon.
Move 6, 5.
Graham Grayson.
5, 9, 8.
681 Maxwell Smith. Miles Favreau.
495.
Kaysen Holmgren. Coming in hot. Yeah, going for it, Kaysen. Much respect.
Dropping switch.
Chance for Holmgren Cameron coming in switch stance. Yeah, cab one, back one. Little tail press in there. To boot, to boot. Killed it out there tonight, Emil.
3-6.
Keegan Mack. Little backside board slide. This is Jack Clark. Squaring up. Front board on the single barrel. 672 dropping in, wasting no time. Naughty thought in. Jack West. Front lip.
552.
This is Raphael Rappaport. Nice 50-50 to end things there. Orion Michael at the top of the course. All right, Orion.
07, last drop.
Jasper Ravinis to wrap things up in this second semifinal heat. Front one out of the big cannon rail. Yeah, the crowd loved it. All right, we got 6 finalists coming your way from that heat to join the 6 from the previous for our final later. We'll get those names just a minute. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we go. Moment you all have been waiting for. Everybody hear me loud and clear down there? All right, good. That's what we like to hear. All right, in no particular order, bib 495, Kason Holmgren. 656, Graham Grayson. 637, Jack Clark. 662, Emil Evanja. 660, Kipton Carthy. And 598, River White. Those are your 6 that will be joining the others in the final. After the ladies, we got Grommet girls straight to final coming up next. All right, proper 50-50 to start this. All right. The first one was Whitney Bell. That was Ivy Fair. Juliana Burko coming up next. Bella Barnes. All right, we got Kennedy Galinsky. Ivana Kramer. Georgiana Fritz. (616) Area Hale. All right, we got Peyton Upcraft. Peyton's from the Rocky Mountain Series. Nice little squared up backboard there.
486 regular.
Kaylee Warren, teammate here from the Rocky Mountain Series. Nice board slide to fakie.
Bib 5, 2, 3, regular.
Kenzie living good. Whoa, way up on that skinny down rail over the stairs. Kenzie, that was rad. We're going to need you to run that one back. That's Whitney Bell there, unstrapping. Ivy Fair coming at you. Bella Barnes from the New Hampshire Series. Kennedy Galinsky. Ivana Kramer. Front lip on the skinny down rail up over the stairs. That was sick, Eve. Nice little, looked like a back lip, might have been front board. Either way, that was sick. Whitney Bell coming at those center two downs. Yeah, nice little board slide there on the down tube. Kaylee Warren. Yeah, 50-50 front 180 out of the tube. Bella Barnes from the New Hampshire Series. Ivy Fair. Clean 50-50. Eve Kramer from the Unbound Series. Kennedy Galinsky. Georgiana Fritz. 15 minutes left of hiking in this straight to final snowboard grommet girls. Yeah, big front board there. This is Area Hail. All right, we got 582 on course. This is going to be Juliana Burko, South Tahoe Series. All right, Bella, that was a 6. Switch 50-50, 180 out. .581, Ivy Fair. .486 on course. That's going to be Kaylee Warren. .626, Georgiana Fritz. .649, Whitney Bell, getting all the cheers down there. Kennedy Galinsky. Nice board slide all the way through the tube. Area Hale. .628 with only 1 foot strapped into the board here. It's going to be Bella Barnes. Yeah, that was sick. Peyton Upcraft. .585, Eve Kramer. Another nice little board slide. All right, we got 523. Kenzie Living Good from the Midwest Best Series. Big gap front lip on the down flat down. Gonna have to go out on a limb here and say she's no stranger to a rail park with a rope toe. Half cab 50-50. 581 Ivy Fair. .626 Georgiana Fritz from the Appalachian Series. All right, 582. That's going to be Juliana Burko. 599. Kennedy Galinsky. Aria Hale going way up on that big up rail. All right, once again, a big shout out to Sun and Ski Sports. Jewel Bowl, North America, perfecting eyewear since 1888. Official outerwear partner of the USASA, Columbia, with their OmniTech technology. All right, back to the ladies here. Perfect. 50-50, 180. Whitney Bell coming at you. Whitney also from the New Hampshire Series. 628, Bella Barnes. Things are getting a little chilly here. You know the temps are dropping when you see Mr. Nicolaisen in a coat. Never have I ever seen a more warm-blooded creature in my life. Full send, high-speed attempt there on the single barrel downs. That was Kaylee Warren. Now on course, Georgiana Fritz. Ivy Fair. Yeah, Ivy. Aria, dump truck, Hale. Kennedy Galinsky. All right, this is Juliana Burko. Yeah, Juliana. Whitney Bell. Way up on that big up rail. Yeah, Whitney. Kenzie living good. Kenzie switchboard on the elevator rail. My goodness. This girl is nasty. Whoa. 270 onto the tube. That was fantastic. Well done. First spin on we've seen. Bigger than a 180 out of this group. Bella Barnes. Got both feet strapped in this time. Trying to get up on that wall ride. It's very firm getting up there. Oh, that's what it's all about right there. Picking up the goggles for the fellow competitor. Making us New Hampshire folk proud. Love to see it. Ivy Fair. Here we go, Whitney Bell dropping back in. Aria Hale on course. Yeah, 50-50 nose grab from Dump Truck. Eve Kramer. One-footed. One-footed board slide from Eve. With the ride out. Oh my God, that was epic. All right, we are on last drops here for the ladies. Grommet girls. Final rail jam. All right, here we go. 582, Juliana Burko. Again, big cheers from the crowd all night. Yeah, nice 50-50 front one there, Juliana. All right, I believe this is Georgiana Fritz.
It's 6-4-9.
Whitney Bell coming at you. Coming in with speed and control. Nice one, Whitney. Ivy Fair. Eve Kramer. Yeah, all the way through that big cannon rail. High risk maneuver. End of that rail is absolutely overhead high for some of these ladies. Most of them. Bella Barnes. With the firecracker down the stair set.
5, 2, 3. How many you have left running, man?
Kenzie living good. Nasty front board from Kenzie. All right, we got one more here for you. Coming in, 1 foot strapped into the board. Yeah, all right. Give it up down there, folks. That's it for the Grommet girls. We're going to get a quick rake on the course. We have another heat for you. And it's going to be right after that, we'll have the Grommet boys final. Next up, we got Master, Kekoa, Para, Junior, and Senior Legend men, all wrapped up in one action-packed heat. All right, here we go. Kicking things off here. Oh, this is our finals right here. Love it. Kaysen Holmgren. Six, 7, 9, Jake Bedell. All right, we got our Grommet boys final action. Dropping in switch here. Switchboard slide.
6-3-1 regular.
Liam Shrewsbury. Yeah, a little front board action. Getting it out over that front foot. Jack Clark coming at you. Popping into the course. He was a menace in the semis. Hey, can we, the photographer, can we please step back? Thank you very much, good sir. Six, 6'2", bib 6'2", Emil Evanja. Maddox Dale. Way up on top. Double nose rocket out of the up rail. Blasting off. Yeah, big board slide there from Kipton Carthy on the single barrel down over the stairs. Perfect board slide over the stair set there. That was River White. Yeah, big spin out. Believe that was Jake Bedell. Kaysen Holmgren. Proper backside board slide on the single barrel down kink. Yo! He's going to get that. I know he is. Nathan Morrow coming at you. Front three, perfect out of the up rail. Liam Shrewsbury. These guys save some gas in the tank for finals, let me tell you. Colby Loving. 180 out of the big cannon rail. Jack Clark. Yeah, Jack. Way up on top of the wall ride. All right.
6-0-6.
That was Emil with a crispy one out of the down tube.
5-9-8.
River White dropping in. Front board through the tube. Jake Bedell getting speed. Yeah. All right, Jake. It's a clean comp make. 660, Kipton Carthy. Yeah, locking in on the board slide through the down flat down. Maddox Dale coming in switch stance. Kaysen Holmgren.
Stand up to Josh.
Yeah. 180 in, 180 out. All right, back up to the top. 656. Graham Grayson. Yo, back blunt 270 on the skinny rail. That was sick. Wow, these kids are sending it out here, folks. Colby Loving. Been one to look out for. Nathan Morrow. Oh my God! Nathan Morrow with a front flip off of the elevator rail. That was disgusting and very dangerous. Yeah, a little layback one footer there. Jake Bedell. Look out for this guy. Like a mango pineapple smoothie out there. Speaking of smoothies, here we go. Kipton Carthy. Yeah! Front blunt switch 50, same way 180. What just happened? What age group am I calling tricks for right now? Oh, sick. Coach's reaction is priceless. Spinning on, spinning out. These guys are tearing up the course.
Here comes 6, 7, 4.
Maddox Dale. All right, Maddox. Kaysen Holmgren. Liam Shrewsbury. Perfect 50-50 180 through the elevator rail. Colby Loving. Nice 50-50 board on the DFD.
6, 7, 9er. halfway point.
All right, he's right back up. Let's give him a big round of applause. That was probably the gnarliest one of the night. Nearly escaping certain death. Emil Evanja. Yeah, Emil. Jack Clark. Yo! Way out over the nose on that press.
6-6-0.
Kipton Carthy. Oh, just barely losing an edge there on the back 180 out of the elevator. He's going to run it back for us. Switch stance. Yeah. Proper half cab on. Archer Robillard.
We got 4, 9, 5.
Big disaster on the down, flat down. 5-9-8 River White. Front 270 to the tube. 631 Liam Shrewsbury. Jake Bedell. That's what we call running it back. Going right after the trick that he just got pretty broke on. That's commendable at least. Whoa, going for the 360 out of the big cannon rail. Maddox Dale. This finals heat is firing, folks. Let's give it up. Let's hear you down there. I want to hear you all the way from Downhill Dukes to the spectator corral. Give it up. Come on. Whoa, huge front 5 attempt out of the up rail. Emil Evanja. Back to 70 on. Good effort, Emil. First one of those we've seen today. 6-0. Yeah, got the 180 out. Lost an edge on the previous attempt. Hike back up. Got the 50-50. Back one out. Bolts. .50 front one all the way through the flat down, flat down. Dang, Jake, that was fire.
Yeah,
Viking.
Big gap front lip on the DFD.
625.
Colby Loving going for that big transfer. Oh, launching the 360 out. We know he's got it. Archer Robillard. Yeah, Archer.
598.
River White. Yeah, River.
631.
Liam Shrewsbury going for that down, flat down. Tail pressing the last down. All right. Graham Grayson. Huge front three. Taking so much speed into that elevator rail. Maddox Dale up at the top, dropping in. We're in bib 674. Jack Clark. One to look out for here. Oh my God, that was absolutely perfect. Backboard through the center single barrel rail, over the stairs, through the kink, pop out, toe side edge landing. Checking all the boxes. Oh my God. Backboard through the DFD. Kid is on fire. Nathan Morrow. Big disaster 50-50 attempt.
625.
All right, proper 50-50 front one out of the big cannon rail. Emil Evanja. Nice one, Emil. Yeah, he's stoked. Kaysen Holmgren. All right, I want to hear the biggest roar from the crowd that we've heard all week. Louder, please. Give him another round. Give him another round. He deserves it. Absolute warrior. Yeah, let's give him another one. Absolutely. One more time. Yeah, that's been 495. Kaysen Holmgren. One more time. Big dog. Big dog taking big hits. Walking it off like a champion. All right, spinning onto the down two, picking up where we left off. Let's keep this thing going for Kaysen here.
6-6-0.
Here we go. Kipton Carthy is on a heater. Yeah, nice little front lip. 637, Jack Clark. Proper board slide to Fakey.
7-9.
Jake Bedell. Oh, front three, tail. That was epic. Liam Shrewsbury, nollie pop into the course for the culture. Yeah! Board slide all the way through the single barrel kink. Another one. 674 Maddox Dale. Colby Loving closing it down here. Absolute battle out there. Nice job holding it together with the switch Euro carve. All right, that is our Grommet boys final. Here we go. One more heat tonight. Here we go. Legend wearing bib 321. Kekoa senior Zach Elder. Three, 3-8. This is Ryan Salvatierra, rider. 675, David Polgar from the New Hampshire Series. Been competing in USASA for 35 years. Yeah, Dave. Marshall C. Jansen. Six, 4, 8. That was Eric Christopherson, Michael Pistone. All right, that was Loyal Eckrey. Luke Nelson on course. Grant Parks from the Northern Vermont Series. Jordan Smith, Western New York. Yeah, 50-50 front one. Yo, huge back one. 2-7, Francis Adams. China, Korea, coming at you. All right, getting techie on the tube there. That was Mark No. Gavin Curry coming at you now. All right, jam format underway. Front three out of the donkey. He's right back at it. All right, we're right back with you. I had to take care of some bib changes there. Bib 27 on course there. That was Francis Adams. Ryder Salvatierra. Three, 3-8 on course. Jordan Smith. No, not Jordan. That was Ryder. 591. Michael Pistone. Big 360 out for Logan. Tynan on course. Perfect front board on the tube. Gavin Curry. Here we go. This is Marshall from the Red River Ski and Snowboard team. Eric Christopherson. All right, a little tail 270 on the up rail there. Luke Nelson. All right, here we go. Grant Parks, Northern Vermont Series. There's that front 360 out. Francis Adams. Front board on the skinny down rail over the stairs. Jordan Smith. 50-50 front one. Here we go, Marshall coming in switch from the Red River Ski team. Yeah, cab one, back one on the elevator rail. Loyal. Big spin out of that up rail. 3, 2, 1, Zach Elder. David Balger on course here. All right, popping out, reaching for the board. Yeah, super clean front tail 270 from Logan Skinner. Logan still with that youthful steez. Luke Nelson. All right, Luke. Gavin Curry. Three, 8 Ryder Salvatierra. All right, Ryder. 2-7 Francis Adams. Yeah, proper back 3 out. Here comes Marshall. Nice, Marshall. Little back blunt 270 on the down, flat down. Eric Christopherson, front board on the single barrel. Jordan Smith coming in switch stance. All right, cab 150, pretzel front 1. Oil from the Central Oregon Series. Tynan, Korea. Yeah. All right, let's give it up for Zach Elder, X Games gold medalist. Yeah, Zach. All right. All right, a little firecracker there for Michael Pistone. Logan Skinner, style and a smile. Big front 360 out there from Eric.
5.
Crowd loves it. Yeah, Marshall. Getting up to the coping there on the wall ride.
6.
Grant S. Parks. Perfect board slide through the DFD. All right, nice board slide there from Gavin Curry. Nice front board. That was Francis Adams going backwards down to the single barrel. All right, quick shout out to our sponsors, Sun and Ski Sports, Jelbo North America Eyewear, Columbia Outerwear, Pit Viper Sunglasses. We're going to be giving out a white space snowboard from a High Cascade Snowboard Camp. All right. We got Ryder on course here. Here we go. Loyal Acre. Back to 70 disaster. My goodness. The guys are getting stoked up there. Here we go. Loyal Skinner. Perfect front three out. Oh my God. Somebody get this guy some edges. He's lacing tricks. You deserve better, Logan. You deserve better. Eric Christopherson. He's on a hot one right now. There's the gap board. All right, this is Grant Parks. Yeah, Grant. Back 360 onto the tube.
5, 9, 1.
Michael Pistone.
90 seconds of ice.
All right, we got a minute and a half of hiking. The mythical creature, David Polgar. Switch stance. Switch 50-50 from David Polgar. Give it up. What do you know? Out here hitting switch when falling is not an option. Oh my God. Great effort there, Zach. Whoa, front 360 on. 5-6-9 here. Marshall coming at you. Love it.
1-9.
Oh. Sandy looking for that gap from the flat all the way to the second down. Almost locking it in on the second flat. Final drops of the night, folks. All right, Francis Adams coming in switch stance. Perfect half cab, 50 back one. Way to close it down, Francis. Loyal, McCray. Huge front three attempt. All right, Loyal. Giving it everything tonight. Love to see it. Six, 4, 8. Eric Christopherson. Front board. Perfect. Switch front board. Whoa. Heavy. Got a little smirk out of T-Troy there. All right, respect. Okay. Yeah, Luke. Here we go. Marshall coming at you. Getting that tranny. Grant Parks, switch stance. What's he got for us? Yeah, Hardway, cab 150. All right, pop out.
3-8.
Jordan Smith. Getting up on top of that wall ride. All right, Jordan. Ryder Salvatierra. All right, Ryder. All right, Announcer's Choice Award right here, Logan Skinner. Yeah, give it up for Logan. Here it is, stomping the back one with the layback carve. All right, Logan. All right, let's hear it down there, crowd. Zach Elder, USASA legend. Getting fist bumps at the top. He wants to hear it down there, folks. He wants to hear it. What do you got for him? Give it up. Out here every year. All right, Zach. Well done. All right. That is night 3, night 4? I don't even know. It was a Rail Jam night. We got another one tomorrow. We'll see you then. Awards at Downhill Dukes. I'm Desi. I'm out.